Celine Dion's journey is one of survival, resilience, and immense sacrifice. Born on March 30th, 1968, in Charlemagne, Quebec, Celine came from a family with limited means. She was the 14th child in a household that could barely make ends meet. Where privacy was a luxury and basic needs often went unfulfilled. Despite these challenges, music was a constant companion in her life. Both her parents, Admar and TZ Dion, were musically inclined, and the kitchen table in their small home often turned into a stage. Her siblings also contributed to the musical atmosphere, creating a language of song that transcended poverty and hardship. Celine, even at a young age, understood the power of music to heal, celebrate, and connect. By the age of 5, she was already standing confidently on tables, singing for her family with a voice that stopped them in their tracks. A life changed by a single song. At the age of 12, Celine's raw talent was recognized by her mother, TZ, who took the bold step of sending a demo tape to René Angelil, a respected music manager in Quebec. It was a gamble. René had received countless demos, but rarely found anything worthy of attention. However, when he heard Celine's voice, something extraordinary happened. He pressed play again and again, and despite the rough quality of the demo, he was moved to tears. Recognizing her potential, he signed her immediately and made an unprecedented decision. He mortgaged his own house to finance her first album. This act of faith in Celine's talent was life-changing for both of them. It marked the beginning of a journey that would catapult her from a small Quebec town to the world stage. The price of fame, personal and public struggles. Celine's rise to fame was anything but simple. Although her early albums were successful in Quebec, she still had a long road ahead. René, her manager, saw the potential for her to become an international star, and he began shaping her public image. From dental surgeries to styling and language lessons, every aspect of Celine's appearance and presentation was carefully crafted to ensure her success. Despite this, Celine never felt as though she was being manufactured. She understood that the work was necessary for her to transition from a local talent to a global star. While her voice needed no alteration, the world needed to recognize her as not only a singer, but a polished performer, ready for international recognition. Love-defying public scrutiny. Behind the scenes of her career, Celine's relationship with René, her manager, began to evolve into something more personal. Despite the significant age gap, René was 26 years older. Celine and René developed a deep, private love. By the time Celine was in her early 20s, their bond was undeniable. However, the public was less than kind when news of their relationship broke. The media questioned the power dynamics at play, and the couple faced intense scrutiny. Celine stood by René, unwavering in her defense of their love. She made it clear in interviews that she knew what they had was real, despite the criticisms. Their connection was not just professional, but emotional and deep. In December 1994, they married in a ceremony watched by thousands, solidifying their commitment both to each other and to their shared journey. The world discovers. Celine Dion's breakthrough on the global stage came in 1990 when she won the Eurovision Song Contest for Switzerland with her song Ne partez pas sans moi. At the age of 21, Celine found herself thrust into the international spotlight. Her performance, watched by millions across Europe, marked the beginning of her global recognition. While this victory helped her establish a foothold in Europe, Celine's true international breakthrough came later with the release of her English-language albums. These albums, such as Unison, 1990, Céline Dion, 1992, and The Color of My Love, 1993, began to cement her place in the global music scene. The emotional depth and raw power of her voice resonated deeply with audiences worldwide. By the mid-90s, Celine was a household name, iconic hits, and unstoppable success. Céline Dion's career reached new heights with a series of chart-topping hits that defined the 90s. Songs like The Power of Love and Think Twice reached the top of the charts in multiple countries, establishing her as one of the most powerful voices in music. Because You Loved Me became a timeless anthem, and the operatic ballad It's All Coming Back to Me Now captivated listeners around the world. These songs were not just hits, they became a soundtrack to people's lives. Celine's ability to convey raw emotion in her performances made her stand out in an era filled with pop stars. Her voice became an instrument of connection, not just performance, and her music became deeply personal for millions of fans. Titanic and the song that defined an era. In 1997, Céline Dion became the voice of one of the most iconic films of all time, Titanic. James Cameron's epic movie about love and loss became a cultural phenomenon, and Celine's song My Heart Will Go On became inescapable. The song was recorded in one take, capturing the raw emotion that made it unforgettable. It went on to become one of the best-selling singles of all time and the perfect accompaniment to the film's heart-wrenching narrative. Céline Dion's voice, already powerful, became a global symbol of love and tragedy. The song not only defined the film, but also solidified Celine's place in music history as an artist whose voice could capture the essence of human emotion, surviving tragedy and continuing the legacy. By the late 90s, Céline Dion had achieved everything most artists could dream of. She had sold millions of records, performed in front of presidents and royalty, and experienced both personal and professional triumphs. But behind the scenes, tragedy was slowly creeping into her life. In 1998, René Angelil, the man who had been her manager and partner for years, was diagnosed with cancer. Despite his illness, Celine continued to perform, often dedicating her performances to him. Her ability to remain strong in the face of personal turmoil demonstrated the strength of her character. Yet no one could have predicted the events that would unfold in the years to come, when Celine's life would take another unexpected turn. The unstoppable Céline Dion, a legacy of strength. Despite the personal hardships she endured, including the death of her beloved husband René in 2016, Céline Dion continued to perform and record music. Her ability to rise above adversity and continue doing what she loved is a testament to her resilience. The same girl who once stood on a kitchen table in Charlemagne and sang for her family had transformed into a global icon, beloved for both her voice and her unwavering strength. Her journey has been marked by sacrifices, love, and a refusal to give up, no matter the obstacles. Through all the highs and lows, Céline Dion remains a powerful force in music, and her legacy is one of endurance, love, and an unyielding passion for her craft.